Okay. In this episode, we are joined by one of the greats. You've seen him take a bow on Broadway many a times. You've enjoyed his voice or his face in movie theaters or from the comfort of your homes. He's the face and voice of the most iconic characters such as Simba, Leo Bloom, Inspector Gadget, Ferris Bueller, and many, many more. It is an honor to welcome to Take a Bow today, Matthew Broderick. Hi, Matthew. How you doing?
Hi, I'm good. How are you doing?
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I am
Oh,
humbled
good.
that you are willing to take the time out of your day. Um,
Yes, well,
yeah, here we are.
yeah.
You're coming right off of the Tony Awards last night. I was there, so I kind of
Oh,
I didn't like see you personally, but I was in the
yeah.
press room and we were watching on TV, and I was like, "Look at
Uh,
you."
yeah.
What were your thoughts last night? Last night was craziness. Um,
Yeah. I I was there in the green room basically
oh
from
yeah.
7:30 on.
Oh, very cool.
So it was a long time though, me and
Yeah.
Nathan just standing around chatting and
It's like
I
that.
so I know. I mean, I didn't to be honest with you, probably didn't even watch all of the show,
Mm.
because I was just talking a lot and but it but then when I looked on it looked like a good show,
It
like
looked, hey, with
kind
what
of
they
fun
were
to watch
able to
people
do,
make it up. Yeah.
and totally, they did a really great job with what they were able to do. And I appreciated
Yes.
that it was so performance focused. A lot of the shows
Yeah.
had an opportunity to do that and
I
shine.
like yeah.
Yeah, well, I gotta ask you, like your career is so interesting, and you've explored all of the different mediums, with
Mm.
stage, movies, TV, whatever it may be. Um, I'm a Broadway podcast and I'm a Broadway performer, and that's where my career has been. So I've got to ask you,
Mhm.
like what is it about Broadway that keeps you personally coming back and your love of the stage? Can you talk to me about it?
Yeah. Um well, I started out with a play. My first
Uh,
job was my first real paying job was Torch Song Trilogy.
yeah.
A long time ago. And then I got a couple of movie roles, and at the same time, I got a Broadway role, Brighton Beach Memoirs.
Yeah.
So my career, the both stage and film, started like exactly the same time.
Mm.
And I never really had a preference or anything like that. But now, in a way, if I look at it all honestly, I do sort of love the stage, I guess. I mean,
Yeah.
I like the idea of just being. If I could have just been somebody who sort of played the same part in movies forever and then, and lived in Hollywood and retired, I'd be fine with that too, by the way.
Right.
But since that didn't happen, I have at least have the stage.
Of
That sounds
course.
like I don't like the stage, but but as there's nothing like a real audience, and
Yeah.
when I do film for a while, much as I like it, and I love how intimate film is, and you know, you can be quiet but I always start to miss the audience in a way.
Hmm.
I like to be able to feel from them that I'm on the right track,
Right.
whether comedy obviously, but I've gotten sort of used to feeling that somebody's out there, and it's a little weird in film, I suppose.
Right.
In film, really, what happens is the director is or whoever you like, producer. I mean, there's a group who become the audience on a film set. We're
Totally.
watching, and they become your weather vane. And but I guess you asked, what do I love about Broadway? I don't know. I love the atmosphere. I like
Yeah.
backstage. I like getting to know crew members. Assistant directors, dressers, actors. Uh, I just love who I've gotten to hang around and get to know. And even when I was little, my father was an actor. I liked being backstage at his,
Yeah.
if he was working. I've always liked that atmosphere and the kind of team feeling of it. I just like it.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's interesting because like a film set is a lot more intimate, as
Hmm.
opposed to like you're not playing to a large crowd or anything like that. But
Right.
I feel like the relationships that you make are less intimate than Broadway because,
Yeah.
and maybe that's part of, it's a time thing. You may do work on a stage production longer. Maybe it's
Yeah.
it's live, so you gotta make things up and you enjoy those memories, type of
Yeah.
things. And
Yeah.
it allows you to play a little bit more. But I always thought that was interesting. You brought
Yeah.
up your dad. Your first, I believe it was your first ever stage production
Hmm.
at 17 years old. Was that on Valentine's Day is
Yeah.
your first production? Your dad was in the show. Um,
Exactly. Yeah.
what was that like? I feel like I'd be terrified to perform with my parents.
Yeah. Yeah. I was. Um, I'd been doing plays in high school like
Uh-huh.
everybody does, and hadn't really thought about what I wanted to do for a living, certainly.
Sure.
It wasn't like I had some goal in mind, but my dad was doing a play that Horton Foote wrote.
Yeah.
He was an old family friend too. I'd known Horton since I
Oh,
was pretty
wow.
little, and Horton or my dad, I don't remember who thought maybe I could play the son. It's not a
Yeah.
huge part. So
Hmm.
I went to Horton's apartment and read through the scenes with him, and he was like me, and so there I was. We went. It was HB Studio, which is a teeny theater. It's part of a
Yeah.
school on Bank Street, and it was the first time I learned my lines. I got a real costume.
Crazy.
Yeah, and we had scenes where my dad was very angry at me in the play,
Yeah.
and it was Southern, so he'd be, yelling at me with a Southern accent
Right.
and 1918 clothing on, uh, which was hard for me to even take seriously. Not that
Right.
I ever thought it was amusing, but it just was like, what is my dad doing
Yeah.
with a funny voice pretending to be mad?
Right.
So in some ways, it was harder to like, think of it as a play almost, or to. It's just hard to not be self-conscious when your own dad is talking to you on stage.
Totally.
But we managed, and I regret he didn't live that much longer, so we never got to do it again. I bet we might have gotten used to that,
Oh,
the fact that we were related, and I sometimes wish we could have had another chance at that. When
yeah.
we were doing the play, he told me, because he used to help me when I was working on a part in high school or something. He would get, he'd read the script and talk about it with me.
Yeah.
And we did that one. He's like, I'm not going to help you at all because you're another actor in the play. I don't want to know what you know, and you don't want to know what I know. So I'm
Oh,
not helping you at all.
wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty
So
impressive.
he didn't
That's
help me.
fascinating.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
curious, what was it helpful like when you did decide like you did your first show and when you began to start falling in love with telling stories and entertaining people,
Mhm.
was it kind of helpful to have someone in your life, such as a parental figure, uh to kind of turn to for advice or
Oh,
anything like that?
yes. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes, absolutely. Both my parents. My mom was a painter, but
Mm.
she had been a playwright when she was younger, and that's how she knew my dad from acting school where they went
Oh,
together.
wow.
And she always helped my dad, with figuring a part out, and then later me, and my dad too. When I auditioned to get into acting school after that for Uta Hagen's class at HB Studio, my dad directed my little. I had to present a little scene, me and a friend,
Mm.
and my dad, put it together for us, and so he was extremely helpful,
Wow.
extremely.
Well,
Well,
you've
you've
had
had
some
some
really
really
cool
cool
scene
scene
partners,
partners,
when you
when
come
you come
down
down
when you think
when you
about
think
it,
about it,
your
your
dad
dad
kind of your best friend and Nathan Lane, even your wife, Sarah Jessica Parker. Talk to me about first of all, we'll talk about Nathan Lane, I guess, because I'd love to talk to you about producers, because I think Producers is one of my favorite shows ever. I one day hope to be a producer myself. So I just think the show is just brilliant. So I'm curious to ask you and talk to you about this kind of journey you went on with producers. You did it on the stage with Nathan Lane, and then you were able to do it on screen as well with Nathan.
Yeah.
Now, just going through that, did your performance change at all? Did you have to change any of the script change for the screen as opposed to the stage? Did you kind of explore maybe a little bit more with the characters? Since you had more time with the character. What was that process like in figuring all that out?
Yeah. Well, the process on stage definitely had
Yeah.
growth to it, because we did it in Chicago first for a couple of months, I think, and then New York for a year, and then we came back in like a year or two later for 6 months.
Yeah.
Nathan and me. Of course, hopefully the character grew over that time. There's always danger of growing a little too much. That's a show that was very audience. Was very much part of it.
Yeah.
So it was challenging to try to make a film out of it.
Really.
We had basically the same cast, so that I did a movie called Biloxi Blues. It was a play and then a movie, and that one I really threw. It was a whole different cast, different director, and we really kind of tried to. I tried to forget the play, and just do a new thing.
Interesting.
Did a movie. But with producers, in some ways, I think we were trying to hold on to what we had in the film, and successfully or not. I think that was a little bit, at least in my. I wanted to put down on what we've done. And sometimes I wonder. I wish maybe I had open myself up a little more to rethinking. But
I loved it. I only saw the movie. I didn't get to see it. I don't even know. I was alive when you guys did it. Unfortunately.
Well, when were you born?
2003. And I believe it debuted in 2001, right?
It did, right after 9/11, actually. Yeah.
So not my time. But I loved what you were able to capture on the film, and I think that like in ways, kind of reflecting on watching film, kind of set pavement for movie musicals, and kind of. I don't know. It kind of revolutionized that in a sense, because you kind of see how well you guys did it, and including even your movie with the music, your version of it. I feel like both of those kind of really, nowadays I see like The Greatest Showman, I see all the movie musicals that they're making, and I kind of see the producers in all of that, and how they film the musical sequence in that.
Right.
It's really cool. And shout out to you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, totally. But it's so cool because you've worked with Nathan so much. I saw you. I did get to see you guys in It's Only a Play. So I loved that show, and it made up for not seeing you guys as producers, but it was kind of similar because you guys were kind of like playing producers, you know? This
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
yeah. What I don't know. That cast was so brilliant and kind of I don't know. You had Rupert Grint, which my generation was like the Harry Potter was like the big thing, and these young actors, including yourself, like that kind of grew into adult actors and continue to have the successful career on the stage together. What was it like working with all of those incredible collaborators and kind of figuring that and exploring that in a rehearsal room?
Oh, it was great fun. It was you know uh amazingly. I mean, it was quite a bunch of personalities in that room.
Sure.
Jack, yeah, Jack O'Brien, who directed it. He was like he's so great and smart, funny, and I'm not sure who else would have been able to wrangle all those cats as well as he did. But we all managed to play nicely, and the play was sort of in some ways there was nobody felt fully responsible for it in a way, which is kind of nice. Like everybody has their the way the play is. Everybody has their scenes or their moments, but then you get to sit down on the couch and watch F. Murray Abraham for a while, or Soccer Channing, and I was like watch the play and do the play.
Right.
It wasn't like the producers like me and Nathan, we gotta really can run this thing.
Yeah.
But or maybe more for Nathan, but and it's only a play was really is an ensemble
Absolutely.
play. So which was great. And I got to work with Terrence McNally and get to know him, which I'm very grateful for. And Jack O'Brien.
Yeah.
And a lot of good actors in that. And Rupert was his dressing room was next to mine, and got to know him a little bit.
Wow.
And we would sit out on the fire escape. We've had windows on the fire escape theater, or hang out out there.
I love it.
So he was delight, and God, everybody. Megan, I hadn't worked with Channing either.
Wow.
And Micah Stock, who was a newcomer at the time. So good.
Fantastic. Yeah, the cast was just everyone held their own. You guys were all superstars in your own way. Whether you were the headliner or not, like everyone shined, and it was really cool to see. And I think that's a testament to what you were kind of saying, the ensemble piece, that it was. I vividly remember, I'll never forget, because I believe it was the first time I ever saw like someone actually laugh on the stage, and maybe when they were not supposed to, or maybe they were supposed to, and it was with you and Nathan Lane, and I've got to assume with your guys' friendship and how long you guys have kind of worked together, it's got to be hard to keep a straight face with each other, or is it not? Does it kind of
no? It depends on the. Yeah, we've had our moments. Yeah. On the producers, we had quite a bit. But did it happen on the play? You saw that happen? I mean,
I vividly remember that. Like you guys were. I don't know if you
laughed him or me.
It was you were kind of like giggling. Yeah. And then he saw you, and then he started laughing.
I apologize.
No, it was honestly as a performer, like it kind of awoke something in me. It's like saying like, oh yeah, like it reminded me that you guys are people. Like as audience members, we kind of forget the people that we're watching are people, and
Right,
not
right.
just like performers and characters. And it was really cool to kind of see that for the first time and be like, oh no, you're allowed to have fun.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah, a little bit. Guess you're not supposed to.
Well,
as long as you're not
getting
getting
trouble by
trouble by
stage
stage
management,
management,
I
I
guess
guess
it's fine.
yeah, exactly.
Well, then
Well,
I
then
got to
I got
talk
to
to you
talk to you
about,
about,
performing
performing
with your
with your
wife
wife
in
in
Plaza
Plaza
Suite,
Suite,
which you most recently did
did
here on
here on
Broadway.
Broadway.
Had to
Had to
be
be
so
so
fun
fun
and
and
fulfilling.
fulfilling.
And now you
Now
guys
you
are
guys are
going to the
going to the
West
West
End
End
with the
show.
show.
Yeah.
Huge
Huge
congratulations on
congratulations
that,
on
by the
that,
way.
by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, is
Is
that
that
kind of is it kind of like you're performing with your dad in the sense of like, oh, this was kind of weird, or was
Right,
it
right.
like was it
That,
natural?
it was kind of natural. I thought maybe it would be weird, to tell you the truth. But as soon as we started rehearsing, it just felt like doing a play.
Yeah.
And our friend John Hickey directed it, and it was just very it was pleasant, and also the thing about my wife is so she's really good too. So
Yeah.
she's like very funny and interesting, as an actor, and always brought so much to the play that it that I felt like I was just working on a play. I never felt like, oh, you're my. I think because I'm older, I no longer thought, oh God, my dad's yelling at me or something.
Oh, sure.
I was able to treat it as a regular, putting together a play process. And she delivers a lot of surprises and a lot of stimulus on stage. So it was easy. I found it very easy to work with, and the fact that I were married and didn't seem to be really an issue exactly.
Yeah. It's gotta be so cool. I like as soon as the announcement came out, I was like, that is the coolest thing in the world, like to be performing with probably someone who's been acting with you. If maybe if you like during COVID and everything, self-taping and all that, like maybe it's like that sort of thing. But it was awesome to see you guys on the stage together and kind of go through a story together and tell a story together.
It was great for us. Really fun.
Yeah, and I can't wait for you guys to continue that over in the West End. That's gotta be really cool in 2024 in January. Very exciting. And now, actually, when this episode released, you're gonna have a new movie coming out called No Hard Feelings.
Right.
I know, it's probably hard to keep track of all this. But you have a new movie coming out, and you're playing this dad of Andrew Barth Feldman, who is a good friend of mine, and Lori Benanti is your wife, I believe. And so that had to be probably fun. So you probably filmed this and then went back to the stage, and it's this thing that you do is quite impressive. But did that film set with those names of Andrew Barth Feldman and Benanti? I mean, those are stage names. Like, did it kind of feel like you were kind of on stage performing with those two scene partners?
Well, maybe a little. We kept, all of us talked about shows and musicals.
Yeah.
Which was very perplexing to the movie people. It felt like a film. You know what? One time I think the only thing is a little bit. I think people were if like Laura and I were. They'd be like, wow, you guys come so ready. You're so ready. And we're kind of like, yeah, well, they got that's the job, because we were. I guess sometimes if you do a lot of movies, you kind of gradually learn as you do it. You don't really need to come prepared. I think sometimes stage people come maybe sometimes even over prepared because film is a very fluid thing. But
Totally.
but Laura Benanti kept saying they keep saying how sharp and prepared we are. We're really just we're not we're just doing what we were hired for. And Andrew was such a pleasure to have around.
Yeah.
He seems so happy to be there. It's nice to be with somebody who likes being there.
Totally.
He wasn't just complaining about the hours and how tired he was.
Totally. And what's interesting is that like he is now like your age when you really started to like break into to this world. Your career has lasted many years. And you started at such a young age. Did you kind of have any I don't know, I guess advice for him and like young people around the world, like even listening to this, with you being in the industry for so long at such a young age.
My advice that I would have, just sort of like I think of course stick to it. Takes a while, and I think to try to not take things too personally all the time.
Mm-hmm.
That helped me like because there's some rejection always or a lot, and my father once told me I was like I didn't get the part. What did I do wrong? And he was like, it doesn't mean you did anything wrong. They might have done something wrong too. People cast the wrong person all the time.
Right.
So you're saying they're right always, and that's just not true.
Yeah.
And even if they are right, but you don't fit the part right, that's not your fault. So there's a lot of things that other than did I do well enough. If I did well enough, I'd get this part. It's not you're missing a whole host of other things that can happen that make you not get a part. And that helped me to think. The audition is just as much for the people making the decision. The responsibility is on them too. So try to keep your center and sense of self going, and hopefully you get a few breaks, and then then the next thing goes wrong.
Totally.
It's a hopefully long career, and don't get too pleased or too miserable. Try to have some perspective, I would suggest.
And you kind of talk about what it's like to be in the room and the rejection and everything. And you also there's times as performers and actors where you get some harsh feedback, and feedback, whether it be from casting directors, reviews, directors, whatever it may be. Like how do you personally, I guess, more so for you, kind of navigate through that and kind of remind yourself, like, hey, what I'm doing is what I believe in, and like this is why I'm telling the story this way, or something like that. How do you just navigate it all?
Well, that's it's still hard for me. The last many years I don't really read reviews. But I do know when they're not good. There's no avoiding the vibe when you get to the theater. So I kind of know what's going on, but I don't really want to hear too much details about what's wrong with me, or really what's right with me. I don't like to look at myself from the outside too much when I'm acting. And on the other hand, you'd be crazy not to take note of criticism or you're trying to learn to be better, and you're trying to learn what kind of parts you're good at, and so you don't want to be totally blind, I guess.
Yeah.
But I think you mostly want to be blind. I think you mostly want to trust your gut and tell the story the way you think you should, and the way that makes you laugh, or makes you moved, or the thing about it that you like is that's what you have to offer, and hopefully other people get it, and if they don't, we try again.
Right.
And so I think you're trying to learn, and you don't want everybody to always just say how great. And I want, much as I might not like it, I like the director to say that's not working. I know I need that.
Yeah.
And I might be very pissed off at the time, or hurt, or all these things. But on the other hand, I do. You need it.
Mm-hmm.
As long as it's coming from the right person, and a constructive way, not just put down, or just make you feel bad. That happens too. I try to not listen to that.
Totally. It's kind of hard to, like you said, not let that influence you and your performance, the negative stuff that you may hear. But it's you are there for a reason. Whether they made the right hire or they didn't make the right hire. It's kind of hard to remind yourself, oh, you were chosen for a reason. They like you for some reason. We like as actors, easy to lose sight of that.
That's a good point. Very good point. Yeah. You were chosen for a reason. You belong there as much as anybody else, and it might as well be you.
Right. Yeah. I'm curious because we're still I guess still talking about no hard feelings stuff with Andrew and Laura and them. I'm curious with your opinion on chemistry between film acting and stage acting. I don't know. I feel like we may have touched on this yesterday, but I just want to talk to you a little bit more about it. Do you feel like the chemistry is easier to kind of form a family relationship on one or the other? Do you feel like the chemistry can help you as an actor?
I think sometimes a play is easier because I mean for a whole cast, because even the people who are only working in a couple of scenes are there all the time. They were there all through rehearsal. If you do a play on the road, you're all in a hotel or near a hotel together, and so you become a group, and you all eat together, get drinks or whatever, and go to the gym, whatever it is. But you get to know, you're a group. And in a film, a person who doesn't have that many scenes will probably just show up for 3 or 4 days and be gone.
Sure.
So you don't really have time to become that kind of integrated group.
Yeah.
If that's what you mean. But the chemistry, on the other hand, if you have good chemistry with somebody in a film, that's golden.
Yeah.
I don't know. Once you get that, you're in good shape.
Yeah, and I think that's pretty evident between you and Matt and Nathan and the producer. When it's just so easy probably for you guys because you've known each other for so long, you've done it before, type of thing. But it's always been interesting to me where you kind of show up first day on a film set and just meeting people, and it's like all right, and action. I'm like okay,
very well.
Yeah, I'm sure. And of course, like even something as The Lion King, you voice Simba, which has to be so cool to kind of be a part of something that had so many different lives. They made a live version of the movie. It's been on stage for years. But even that, like recording that, it has to be challenging. You're put in a recording booth. Do you even have a scene partner? Like, what is that whole thing like?
That's very isolating. I mean, you might once in a while get two people together just so they can feed off each other. I think I recorded a couple of times with a woman who was playing Nala, and then when I got to the premiere of the movie of Lion King, they were like, "Here's Nala," and it was a different actor.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So they had replaced and switched my wife or whatever lioness, and never told me so. That's how much chemistry there is in animated. Yeah.
I mean, do you even get the line before, or are you just going down all your lines and just recording them as is?
Normally you're recording your lines and the director or somebody is reading the other side. They do that maybe two or three times.
Oh my god.
And then they say, now let's do line 105. Let's do five versions of line 105. And then you get that, and then you do line 107, five versions.
Right.
So it gets very technical.
Right.
But
interesting.
they're all drawing it and have a whole complicated thing they're creating. So you're just trying to give them at least I'm just trying to give them what they want.
Totally.
As much as I can.
Yeah. And do you feel like have you done animation? Well, I'm sure you have. Like since Lion King, like you've done a lot of the recording and stuff. Like, has it changed a lot since when you did it the original time?
The process that I've done it is pretty much the same.
Yeah.
It's a little more. Back then, I would go to California and go to Disney and record, which is actually a lot of fun because there was rooms of drawings around and animes and all that.
Yeah.
Now it seems it's usually done by Zoom. I mean, you're in a recording studio and the director is on a monitor, and people don't seem to put as much effort into getting into the same room.
Yeah.
Which is a shame. But other than that, it's pretty much the same. Except I've done a couple of like television animated things. I guess those are less obviously less elaborate. So
sure.
They don't spend as much time on them as Lion King or something like that.
Yeah. I was always curious just because of how much the animation itself has kind of progressed. If that kind of changed the process at all. But it's
I don't know if it changed the voice acting that much, but a little bit. In Lion King, when they were still, and I guess they still do this somewhat, but they were, hand drawing.
Yeah.
Most of it. I don't even really know the process that well. But the guy who animated Simba, whose name I'm not remembering, actually sat in the room a couple times when I recorded.
Oh, that's
they film you anyway to try to get facial expressions.
Oh,
which they can change as they want. But I think it helps the animator to have a what does a person look like saying that. I mean, when you think about it, to just draw from hearing sounds. I don't know how they do it, but that's a little bit how they look at you, or they record you.
Yeah.
Or somebody got to record somebody saying it.
Yeah, for sure.
It's very interesting art.
Oh my god. Yeah. No, it's so cool to see kind of literally everyone involved in large film or whatever is a true artist. Everyone is doing their own type of art. God bless you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It's very cool. I've got to ask you, nowadays, you are so well known and you've had this wonderful career. Does it now now you're gonna be on the new season of Only Murders in the Building and stuff like that, and obviously Nathan's in that, and you're working on these projects. Are you still like what is the process now for someone like you? Are you still being sent these auditions? Are you kind of just saying is Nathan calling you saying hey let's do another project? How does life work now as an actor that you've established yourself?
Well, I mostly get sent something that somebody might want me to do, or want me to read. And sometimes I'll get sent something where they know positive they want me, but I would very rarely audition at this point.
Yeah.
But I would if something was very special and somebody had a reason that they weren't, to see whether they thought I could do it. I mean, but people mostly know me, so I don't really often need to put myself on tape or something.
Sure.
I'm not sure I've ever put myself on tape, to tell you the truth. But I will audition. I'll definitely come in and read.
Yeah.
And maybe I have. I don't remember. But I'm been around and I'm old, and I'm mostly just called people who actually want me to be in things. I don't thank God usually have to go through that anymore.
Yeah, you've done your work. We've seen
I
it.
do.
Yeah, exactly. We've
seen
seen you be all types of different people. Where it's now like, oh, we know what he can do and the range that he can do it in. It's so impressive. And that must probably be nice now to kind of be honored in that way, I guess. Respected in the community. So cool. Well, I've got to ask like one last thing, and then I'll let you go. As I don't know how I'm trying to word this here, but as someone of your I guess caliber, what is it that keeps you motivated? And I don't mean to be like, oh, what's next to you? But I'm just like more curious about what stories now excite you, I guess.
Yeah. That's a very good question. I wish I was better at what kind of stories. Like I've never been sure what story I. I read something and like it. That's basically it. I don't really say I want to find a story about this or. Except if I've done all sort of similar thing, I start to want to do something different. And my motivation for some reason, I still have. I still want to do something good. I still want to. I like the experience. I like acting. I like being with people. And long as I've done it, I still. I'm not all bitter. I still want to do something better. I want to get better. And I want to find a great script and live up to it. And make a writer happy, a director happy, an audience. I still really love it.
Yeah.
Luckily.
Yeah.
I haven't yet turned completely into. How much is it? How long do I work? What's for lunch? I'm almost there. Not quite.
Not quite. Yeah. When it gets to that, it's probably like, oh, probably
time. Actors home.
Yeah. You want to keep doing what you love, and if you fall out, it's like, why do it? You've got so much already you've done. You've got so much shown already. So Matthew, this has been incredible. I mean, you're literally some of my favorite people. Ferris Bueller was one of the characters that like I was like, oh my god, like that was me. Type thing. I see. And it was like one of those. There's so many characters. Like I grew up watching Dr. Gadget on Disney and all these things. So this and of course Simba, Lion King. It's just been a real honor. You are someone that I've looked up to for quite some time. So I appreciate you taking your time. And even doing two of these.
No fault.
No, it wasn't. Not at all. Nowadays as actors, we're supposed to be these cameramen and all these things. It's like no, just let's do our thing. But no, I really appreciate it. So
thank you. Yeah. I appreciate it too. It was a pleasure talking to you, meeting you.
You have so much to take about for it. Which is our title show. So,
I know it is. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Good luck with your show.
Thank you.